The doors to the Viridian Tea House are open once more. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope that your holiday was a quiet and peaceful one. And if it wasn't, I hope that you were able to find some semblance of peace for yourself. I enjoyed a lovely Hanukkah and I enjoyed an early Christmas with my boyfriend's family. And, I just have to say, just aside from all of this, silky chickens are amazing. That's all I'm going to say. You don't know love until you are holding a silky chicken in your arms and you're stroking her and she's just quietly. It was one of the coolest moments in my life. It really was. So I had a lot of fun. Right, so I've got a lot of stuff to talk about today, and without further ado, let's get started. So, these two books are actually from the Arapahoe Library System. Yay, Arapahoe! Love it, love it, love it. Oh, and a side note too. So I just discovered the Inglewood Library. Oh my gosh. I now have 4 library cards. 4. I've never had 4 library cards in one sitting. Like for the longest time, I had my Memphis Public Library card, and that was really it. But out here, I've got Jefferson County, Arapahoe County, Denver Public Library, and now Inglewood Public Library. And, it's always great to purchase books of authors and stuff like that. And it's also good to support your local library too. It's something about walking into a library, and the Inglewood Library had this awesome library scent. It's so hard to kind of describe, but it's just, for me, it was a very comforting and safe smell. Go figure. But I checked out some books, even though my TBR pile is growing. But I will always support a library. No matter where I live or where I go, I will always, always, always support a library. So Inglewood Public Library, get used to this face because I'm going to be there a lot. So anyway, so the 2 books that I'm reviewing today are from the Arapahoe Library. Yay! And so without further ado, let's begin. Excuse me. So this one is called The Harpy by Megan Hunter. I know there's a glare on there. My apologies. I got it based off of the cover, and then I read the inside and I thought, okay, I've never heard of this author, but I'm definitely going to give her a shot. I remember that day after I checked it out, I came home and I said, yeah, I think I'm just going to read this for like an hour and then I'm going to get to my work. I finished the book. It was a very disturbing yet satisfying read. So let me read the front of it for you, with a little dust jacket. Lucy and Jake live in a house by a field where the sun burns like a ball of fire. Lucy has set her career aside in order to devote her life to the children and to the house itself, which comforts her like an old sly friend. Not shy, sly. But then a man calls one afternoon with a shattering message. His wife has been having an affair with Lucy's husband, Jake. The revelation marks a turning point. Lucy and Jake decide to stay together, but make an arrangement to even the score and save their marriage. She will hurt him 3 times. Literally hurt him 3 times. As the couple submit to a delicate game of crime and punishment, Lucy herself begins to change, surrendering to a transformation of mind and body from which there is no return. Part revenge tale, part fairy tale, The Harpy is Megan Hunter's electrifying story of marriage and its failures, of power and control, metamorphosis and renewal. So like I said, it's a very thin book, but it just hits you. Very slow burning psychological dark fairy tale, very much so. And the ending, I really think the ending truly happened. I'm not going to say what happens, but I really think it happened literally, not figuratively or rhetorically. I think it literally happened. And what I will say it frustrated me when I read this book because in my brain, I'm thinking, if my husband were cheating on me, I would just leave. That would be it. But then I thought, wait a minute, that would be a 2 paragraph story. And yes, while it wouldn't make of a story, this and what happens, wow, it kind of made me pause several times. And the 3 ways in which she hurts him are something else. I'll ruin that part of the story. I can't help it. First, she poisons him. She poisons his meal. Then she sends a picture of him having sex with the woman to all of his coworkers. And then the third is, I guess it's like a pound of flesh, but she almost bleeds him out, pretty much. And then the final revelation, which, like I said, I really think it truly happened. It makes for a book that is disturbing, eerily beautiful, and troublesome. And I wanted to dislike this book. I really, really, really wanted to just say, you know what? I can't read this. But I said, no, the writing is exquisite. It was like poetry, like a dream, a very disturbing dream. And since I've had some time to think about it, since I last read it, I truly liked it. I truly liked The Harpy. I enjoyed it. It was a little bit satisfying to see Jake get hurt. It really was. I'm sorry, it really was. But for The Harpy by Megan Hunter, it receives 4 pots of tea from Viridian Tea House. And what's interesting is, well, for me, is I don't know too much about harpies. I mean, I know sirens and I know, like the real sirens and stuff like that. Harpies, the only thing that I think of when I hear that word are some of the evil characters in World of Warcraft. And I think, wow, so that kind of works with what's going on in the story, because according to myths and legends, the harpy was a female creature with bird-like features or raptor features who punished men who were evil, basically. And so this is a fitting title and a fitting subject. And on the one hand, I felt sorry for Lucy, but then as the story progressed and then toward the end, it was like, I really don't know what to think. And I think I'm still in that boat. I don't know what to think of Lucy. I kind of sort of feel sorry for Jake, but this was a troubling yet beautifully written nightmare. It really was. So The Harpy by Megan Hunter, get rid of that glare, receives 4 pots of tea from Viridian Tea House. Thank you so much, Megan. This was oof, yeah. That was, yeah. So the second book I actually read in kind of sort of one sitting as we were leaving my boyfriend's family to return back to Colorado. And I swear, as soon as I opened the book, I was just like, yeah, what's next? Oh, we're stopping for a bathroom break. I don't need to go. Yep. Oh, look at that, I'm done. Okay, what's next? This is A Lullaby for Witches by Hester Fox. Let me just say, so this is set in Massachusetts, and as you can see, the prep school that I attended, summer session, but I still consider myself a person who went to Andover. I love anything that takes place in New England. And actually, there's a book that I'm going to review in 2 weeks that takes place in Vermont. Can you feel the burn? Anyway, so this book was very much New England, just absolute New England. And the storytelling was phenomenal. The past life scenes were just an incredible book. Like, I won't even go any further. Let me just read the back of it for you. Two women, a history of witchcraft, and a deep-rooted female power that sings out across the centuries. Once there was a young woman from a well-to-do New England family who never quite fit in with the drawing rooms and parlors of her kin. Called instead to the tangled woods and wild cliffs surrounding her family's estate, Margaret Harlow grew both stranger and more beautiful as she cultivated her uncanny power. Soon, whispers of witch dogged her footsteps, and Margaret's power began to wind itself with the tendrils of something darker. 150 years later, Augusta Podos takes a dream job at Harlow House, the historic home of a wealthy New England family that has been turned into a small museum in Teignmouth. I'm going to say Teignmouth. If I'm wrong, please tell me. Massachusetts. When Augusta stumbles across an oblique reference to a daughter of the Harlows who has nearly been a sponge from the historical record, the mystery is too intriguing to ignore. But as she digs deeper, something sinister unfurls from its sleep, a dark power that binds one woman to the other across lines of blood and time. If Augusta can't resist its allure, everything she knows and loves, including her very life, could be lost forever. That's just the tip of the iceberg. You've got witchcraft, you've got ghosts, you've got haunted houses, you have historical houses, you have the New England backdrop, you have one hell of a story. I want to read everything Hester Fox has written, and actually, I think after I finished reading this book, I went to Goodreads and I was like, want to read. So Hester, if you're watching this video, please keep writing. You've got a fan for life. You really do. I adored this book. I really did. I'm drawn to stories about witches. People have called me a tea witch. We'll just let that lay. Just let it lie. This was not, I mean, yeah, some people may have thought, oh, your typical witch story, haha, whatever. No, this had something a little bit extra, and there's a twist, and I didn't see it coming, I'll be honest. But what a fantastic read, and I loved Augusta's transformation, especially after dumping her boyfriend Chris, and how she goes from this introverted, quiet, shy, self-doubting woman to this woman who, a young girl actually, to this woman who takes claim for her life and stands up for herself and slowly begins to realize she's powerful. She's very powerful. So for A Lullaby for Witches for Hester Fox, I give it Viridian Tea House's 5 pots of tea. This was a damn near perfect read. And I'm just, like I said, I'm looking forward to reading other works by Hester Fox. I'm so glad that I was in the car and I was able to read, because I didn't want to stop reading it. I really didn't. I enjoyed it all. I truly did. And just go out there. And in fact, I think I put it in. So I'm a host of a Facebook group called Bibliophiles Realm. And I made a post about this. I said, if you need more witches in your life, you need A Lullaby for Witches. This was just, I can't speak enough about it. I really, really enjoyed it. And like I said, partially because I've spent time in New England, went to school there and all of that. There's just something very beautiful and old and magical about New England, and sinister at times too. But yes, thank you so much, Hester. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you. So, I'll wait till later. So let's get to the tea portion. So I'm reviewing, got my lovely dragon mug here. I am reviewing Stash Green Tea Asian Pear Harmony. And you know, the thing is, like, I love Stash. Stash has some really, really good blends. They are located in Portland, Oregon. And I haven't tried a lot of their blends. There's one green tea blend that they have, which every time I see a box of it, I just buy it because it's heaven in a cup, honestly. So I actually saw this at a Korean grocery store not too far from where I live. And I thought, you know, I really like Asian pears and I love green tea, so let me try it. So today's cup is actually blended with some wildflower honey sticks from Ain't Misbehaving, located in Golden, Colorado. I actually purchased these honey sticks at the Wheat Ridge Co-op, where you can get all sorts of delicious goodies, including bags of my Colorado Sunrise Herbal Tisane. So I was just up there earlier today and I saw these honey sticks and I thought, you know, I love honey in my tea, so I figured I'd try some. But yeah, it is Ain't Misbehaving, and the email is ain'tmisbehaving@gmail.com. But this is wildflower honey that I added to this tea. So let me just say this. The first time I tried it, I thought that the taste, the flavors were too delicate. Like when you pull the bag out of the little pouch, I mean, it's just overwhelmingly Asian pear. And it's like, oh man, this is gonna be great. But the first time I made this, I was like, it's really kind of faint. I mean, it's good, but it's really kind of a faint taste. Well, I've been drinking a cup of this every day, and now I'm really, really loving the flavor. It is, I mean, the only ingredients, it's green tea and natural pear flavor. And actually on the box it says, simple but alluring, this light blend draws out the true beauty of Japanese style green tea and juicy Asian pear. This tea will bring a melody to your heart and, calm to your soul. I think that's what I was experiencing the first time I had this tea. I was like, this is very delicate, but I'm not really getting too much of the pear flavor. But since then, I'm like, no, this is very much my go-to. I've already told my boyfriend that we have to go back to the Korean grocery store, and when we do, I'm gonna buy like several boxes of this because this tea is truly, truly nice. And actually, this would be more of a spring and summer tea, actually. And I would like to try this iced, and I think I might brew some bags and ice it down and just see if the Asian pear flavor would be more in your face. But this is not a bad cup of tea. So if you're looking for a light and delicately taste and balanced green tea, Stash Asian Pear Harmony is the way to go. So in my lovely Celestial Dragon cherry blossom mug with wildflower honey, here we go. You know, that wildflower honey, it adds just enough oomph. And you know what's interesting too is that the first time I made this for my boyfriend and myself, he detected a minty taste. And I was like, I'm not getting mint, like I'm getting light Asian pear and green tea. But since then, I'm detecting a mint taste to this as well. Yeah, the pear taste is there. It's kind of faint, but this is a very good go-to cup of tea, especially if you're just starting into tea and you're not really sure, you know, do I go with a Oolong? Do I go with a black? Do I go with a Pu'er? Do I go with a white? If you want to be safe, try Stash Asian Pear Harmony. How many times am I going to say Stash Asian Pear Harmony? Try the tea. Try the tea. But if anybody from the Stash Tea Company is watching, merci beaucoup. This is a delicious, delicious tea blend. Thank you so much. Thank you. And for the ain't misbehaving folks, I'm going to send y'all a quick email, but the wildflower honey sticks at the Wheat Ridge Co-op, that's the way to go. Great to add to your tea. Oh, that's just heavenly. That really is. That's so, this makes me think spring is coming. Really. Delicious. Well, that's all I have for today. And, well, yeah, I'll go ahead and do it now. Before I end with our usual tea meditation, I do want to wish each and every one of you a happy, happy new year. May 2023 be better than 2022. And I never really do New Year's resolutions. The only thing that I want to do is I want to read more poetry. I want to meditate more. I want to journal more. I want to read more books. I want to play the violin more. Essentially, I just want to live my life. I want to continue to expand upon it and enjoy the creativity that flows through me. And I hope that for you, that 2023 will be a most excellent year. So let's get ready for the tea meditation. If you're new to this, it's just simple. You find yourself in a comfortable position, either seated, standing upright, or laying down. You get a cup of tea or some water if you prefer. And we start with taking 2 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Then we just focus on our breathing. If you find that your mind wanders and you start thinking certain thoughts, that's okay, that's normal. You just take a pause, you tell yourself quietly, thinking, and then you focus on your breathing. This is not about clearing your mind, this is just about focusing on your breathing. And then after a while, we'll end it with 1 deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then we finish with a sip of our tea or water. So without further ado, hope you got your tea and your water. Let's begin. Oh, and if you don't want to close your eyes, you can just softly focus on an object in front of you. All right. And now as we end this meditation, let's take 1 deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Either slowly open your eyes or come into focus again. And we're back. Oh, and have our sip. Well, that's all for today and all for 2022. So the next time we hang out in my Viridian tea house, it'll be 2023. So much thanks again to Hester Fox, and also Megan Hunter. And also great thanks to Arapahoe County Library for having these books. Support your libraries. And also to Stash for their green tea Asian Pear Harmony. And also to Ain't Misbehavin' for the wildflower honey. And to you, I say thank you so much for being here with me in 2022. Thank you for listening to me get goofy and silly and passionate about books and tea. And I hope again that you have a wonderful and a happy new year. And I will see you next week / next year. And Lemongrass wants to say, Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! So take care of yourself and each other. Raise your tea mug high, and I will see you next year. Bye for now.